Hey everybody, Bruce here at WaterBear, broadcasting from WaterBear HQ, the College of Music in the heart of Brighton. And today I'm going to be telling you about how I burst a disc in my neck, headbanging like Angus Young. So this is a cautionary tale. It's public information film. And I'll tell you how it happened. Now, we all pick up injuries from playing guitar. I'd like to hear in the comments about any of yours. Perhaps you can top this one, I don't know. So we're all used to things like tendonitis, tennis elbow, all that stuff. Anyway, this one was a bit more serious for me because for years I would go on stage and be fairly committed to the performance. And I used to headbang, thrash about like Angus Young all through the gig. And I remember being in the tour bus and having a neck brace on because obviously I'd hurt myself. And then I'd take it off, have quite a lot of wine and be back on the stage and doing it all again. And of course, when you're doing that with the adrenaline and this sort of feeling when you're in your teenager and you feel invincible and, you know, it's do or die kind of thing. So I must have sustained quite a lot of damage to my neck with this kind of whiplash thing. And it all came into a head when I was 27. And I think looking back, there's technique to everything. So if you look at Angus Young, he's managed to do it for decades and decades and decades, and he can still do it because actually he's doing it technically very well. Whereas if you look at someone like me, and also someone like Jason Newsted, who has the same issue and the same damage as me, I think we have there's more shock going into our system when we move our head around. We're causing more damage, whereas Angus has got this kind of fluid thing. So I'm thrashing away doing damage. It comes to a head very spectacularly when I'm 27, 28, and suddenly the disc in between two vertebrae on my neck gives way, and it's called a prolapse disc. And as well as prolapsing, it kind of bursts, and there's some fluid inside the disc that shoots out. And the trouble with that stuff is it's either very acidic or very alkaline. I'm not sure which, but it chews up tissues around it, and it chews up nerves. And my problem was the disc that was damaged was between two vertebrae called C5 and C6. And that's where your nerves all come out in a bundle out of one place and go through your shoulder down into your arms. So this happened fairly suddenly, and I thought I'd dislocated my arm because of this incredible pain in my shoulder joint, in the kind of ball socket area of the shoulder. And I felt like my arm was either dislocated or it was almost like someone had taken my arm off and replaced it the wrong way around. It was agony. I've never had any pain like it before or since. So the only place I could be was to be against a wall with my arm up like this, and I called the doctor out. It'd be about 9 o'clock at night at this point. And he came round and I said, I think I've dislocated my arm. And he said, well, clearly you haven't. Didn't really know what to do. He gave me a load of painkillers. Eventually, after several months of really difficult chronic pain, and losing loads of weight down my left side, loads of muscle mass here, loads of muscle mass there. Couldn't feel my fingers, left these fingers completely numb. Could still play, just couldn't feel it, didn't have the strength. Anyway, I had an MRI scan and it showed that there was this kind of disc damage which had flattened the disc, then it had burst, and then of course your vertebrae are pressing down on the nerves. And then I had to think about how to get better. And it was quite tricky, but I did it. Your body is designed to get better. And I think when you have these sort of touring related injuries or injuries from playing a lot or singing a lot, you really feel the stress because it's your career as well as the thing you love doing. But your body is designed to get better. And the thing that worked for me was hydration, playing the same guitar, not swapping between particular instruments, and watching out for instruments like a telly or an acoustic that would push my shoulder forward and crunch up my neck. And the biggest thing was actually chilling out a little bit and stop being tense, because as I was tense, squashing up my neck, which was concertina in the muscles, were squashing those vertebrae together, causing more kind of nipping and pinching on that nerve. And that nerve pain, it's pretty horrendous. It's like a toothache going down both arms. And it ages you and it takes away your quality of life. And thankfully, here we are almost 27 years on from that original accident, and my arm is 90% okay, my neck's 90%, and I don't have a crunching sound in my head when I turn my neck. So it's all good. So look after yourself out there, and I'd be interested to hear not only your injuries, but also how you treated yourself and how you got better.